everybody. Welcome back to Mama's Easy Country Cooking. And boy, she's cooking up a storm today. She's got one of my favorite desserts here. Mama, show us what you're doing here.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to be making a magic cookie bar. It's really, really good, and it's simple. It's just getting everything organized that goes in it. So I hope you enjoy this recipe because it's simple to make, and I'm sure you'll like it when you make it. So we're going to start out. I've got a 9x13 pan, and I got a half a cup of melted butter in it. And to this, we're going to add one and a half cup of graham cracker crumbs. And you can see they're not real fine textured, but as long as you get one and a half cup, that's fine. We're going to take that and sprinkle it over the butter. Just kind of mix it around, make sure you get some all over the bottom of it. Fill in the buttery places real good. So this is the crust to it. And this is so good.
Sure is.
I don't know why I'm cooking all this sweet stuff, knowing I'm going to eat half of it. There's other people in the family that like to eat it too. And remember, this is the base for everything you're going to put on it. You see, we got a nice little covered base going on. Just spread your crumbs until you get them all in it. These are so good. Okay, we got that. And now the way you put this on, it doesn't really matter. Just get you up some.
What you got there? Those are semi-sweet chocolate chips.
Yeah, we're going to use these. And I'm going to use the butterscotch, and it's 6 ounces of each. So the next thing we're going to do is take our whole can of Eagle brand milk. And we're going to just pour it randomly over the top. You want to get some all the way over it, like you did with the crumbs. This is sort of like putting the icing on the cake. If you know,
who don't love Eagle brand milk?
If you know what I'm talking about, to me, this is the icing to the cake. I'm just spreading it out, making sure you get some on all of it. Get all this out of the can. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it was.
Folks, again, this right here is something you'd make to bring to a family reunion, an outing, anything. It's going to be a hit with everybody, I promise you.
All right, now we've got our Eagle brand milk, crackers, and butter. Now we're going back to we're going to sprinkle our little chips, all 6 ounces, on top of the Eagle brand crumbs and the butter and the Eagle brand milk. You can tell by looking at this. This is not for people that's on a diet unless you just want to overindulge.
No, this is not for dieting here. Not unless of course you can have a small piece if you're on a diet. There's nothing wrong with that.
The way I look at it, I would say eat your heart out. You only live once.
That's right.
I've never been scared of nothing I've ate. Anything I ever wanted to eat, I ate it.
Well, you can smell that butterscotch.
I'm just kind of taking my hand and rolling it around, getting it good and flat. Then we're going to add a cup of chopped, I've got chopped walnuts. You can use chopped pecans, whichever one you like. It's going on too. A whole cup. To me, this is like Christmas in August.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I started to say Christmas in July, but July's done gone now. It's almost time to get the kiddies back in school.
I think the kids go back to school tomorrow, don't they, in Georgia here?
Yeah. I've got a ninth grader going into the ninth grade, a grandson that's lived with me all his life. He's going tomorrow. The other three's done gone off into college, going their merry little way, doing good. Okay, and now we're gonna sprinkle some coconut. It says 3.5 ounces, but it's kind of hard to find exactly 3.5 ounces. So I've got 6 ounces. So we're going to use about half of this coconut. Sprinkle it around. That's good enough. I'm not too fond of coconut, nothing. But I do use it occasionally. When I have to, I use it sparingly. Okay, so we got enough of coconut. And now, we've got all that good and flat. When you're going to take your hand, put it there and just press it down.
Oh, okay.
It's all going into the Eagle brand milk and the cookie crumbs and the butter.
That looks good.
And you get this pressed down pretty firmly. Your oven should be preheated at 350 degrees. It's going into the oven long enough to melt, to get the Eagle brand milk hot. And when the Eagle brand milk gets hot, it's going to melt all this stuff together that you put on top of it. And that's the reason they call it a magic cookie bar. Because it's like magic. And it's good in your tummy.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we got that. Now our oven's preheated, so we're just going to go right ahead and put this in the preheated oven at 350, and it's going to cook for, check on it at 20, it says 20 to 25 minutes. So just check on it about 20 minutes. You're only going to cook it till your coconut begins to lightly brown.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll know then to take it out, because everything's cooked that's in it. So off to the oven. Okay, everybody, we got our magic cookie bars out. And they've been cooling for about 30 minutes. They're not completely cold, because I can still feel the sides of the pan where you can feel the Eagle brand milk is still warm. But you want to let that cool completely, and then it will cut into some pretty bars. But I'm going to show you sort of to see. I always test it to see how it's working to get it up or not. So I've cut out a little portion here, and you can see I went around the edges. I just went around the edges so far down and across and then back. And this is still a little bit warm to the Eagle brand milk. Is not completely cool, but when it gets completely cool, it will cut, and you have a pretty little bar cookie.
Look at that.
And it is so good. This is what you call sinfully good. If there is such a word, this is it. But there it is, a little cookie bar, and you can see when you flip it over, it's got the graham crust and the butter and everything, Eagle brand milk all on the bottom. And when it gets cool enough, some people eat it hot. You can eat it either way. Just if you can't resist, just get your knife and dig in.
Lord have mercy. Whatever you do, you got to try it with vanilla ice cream. It's so good.
Yeah. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'm glad you tuned in today. For too long, we'll have something else for you to enjoy from Mama's Country Kitchen.